聞いたか？ナタの空が。
この世は振ったサイコロの出目ですら運命の神によって決められているという者もいる。どんなゲームでも勝つために一番大事なこと。
ガイアお兄ちゃんって本当に運がいいもんね。
お前の番だぜ。
真紅の竜の血を継ぐ者よ。恐れる必要はない。今そなたに闇夜の祝福を授けた。これでこの無礼な輩を倒せるはずだ。
お嬢様はあなたを応援していますよとおっしゃっています。必ず
おっと、ついてないな。
これは運命のいたずらね。
ようドリン、それにみんな、栄誉騎士のお姉ちゃんとパイモンちゃん、久しぶりだね。
栄誉騎士様、お久しぶりです。お嬢様は対戦。
気にするな。でもカードゲ
ルリンの気配が動物を怯えさせるんだ。かつて普段なら逃げれば済む話だが、キャッツテールの中じゃ別だ。あそこの猫は酒場を自分たちの縄張りとみなしてる。逃げ
ただ巣を借りて寝ようと思った。
巣？それ
あのソファーが一番心地いい姿勢で、リオナさんが間を取り持ってくれてやっと一つ。でも使えるのは夜だけな。
リオナが助けてくれたんだな。あいつ意外と人助けが好きなのか？
一番の理由はドゥリンが酒嫌いだってことさ。リオナは珍しく気が合う人に出会えたんだ。こんな場所で生きてるくせに。
モンドのお酒は
無理しなくていいぞ。モンドにいるやつは絶対にお酒を飲まなきゃいけない。
友達をもっと作るために人間との触れ合いについても。だから代わりに七星召喚を学んでるんだ。これも一種の触れ合いだけど。
おう、七星召喚でも友達テイマットを駆け回ってるやつに頼ってみたらどうだ？
残念ながらこの運の悪さはスメールの七星召喚。
確かにあまりいい。
こいつがこの出目を出したのはこれで3回目だ。運命の神が本当にいるならこの少年にもっと目を向け。
はあ、もう負けちゃったのかな。
祝福を受けた竜の末裔も運命のいたずらには敗れてしまうというの。
ねえ、そんなに落ち込まないで。次は絶対勝てるよ。ほら、ドドク貸してあげる。モモがドドクは幸運をもたらすって言ってたな。
ありがとうクレイちゃん。でも
そっか、魔法の本に次の章の。
今回はどこに。
I mean, actually, realistically, like, he might be like, oh my god, I'm really unlucky because I keep getting the same dice over and over again. It's actually super lucky. I mean, obviously, Kai is even more lucky. Getting a shitload of white dice means that you can use it for any team whatsoever. So obviously, that's more lucky. But if you get the exact same elemental dice every single time, then you can just build a team around it, right? Because the whole reason why getting random ones... Like, the biggest problem with not getting white ones is that you might get elements that you can't use, right? So for characters who could only use ice elemental dice, you have to have ice. or white to actually use it to do their skills and abilities and get them the energy they need. However, and as we saw, his elements were kind of all over the place. However, if he has characters from each of those elements, right? If he looks at the dice and sees, okay, well, what's the element that pops up the most? Which I can't really tell that well. But they can see, like, obviously it seems like it is pretty all over the place. Like, it's like one of each element plus a white one. Which definitely makes it more difficult. Not the end of the world, right? Because if you're getting every single roll you're getting one of each type plus white, then what you could do is just find characters of each elemental type. So make sure you have your three characters on the field will always be different elements, so they don't need to share energy. And that their energy costs are low. So don't go for the ones that have high energy costs, because if you're never going to get a lot of the same energy type, because you're always getting on one of each, then yeah, just to make sure they have low energy cost, and then with each turn you'll be filling out all over there. With each turn, you're essentially giving them one energy, and then you can give an additional energy. You can give an additional energy to the character you want to boost right then and there. So on that first turn, you could do a two energy skill, right? While giving energy to all the other characters. So basically, one character could be attacking every single time, and that's the one you're giving your unique energy plus your white to have them do their skill. But then for your other characters, you're slowly building up their skills because you're giving them the extra energies. So it's not impossible. Now, obviously, Kaya's super luck of getting a lot of white dice means that you're going to be able to use your bursts, your high energy burst and skills more frequently. But Durin's luck, especially because Durin's getting the exact same thing. Now, obviously, it doesn't help him in that moment, right? In that moment, when you already have your deck defined, then sure, right? Getting elements that don't like if he's an all ice deck, if he has only ice characters and he's only getting one ice energy and one white, then yeah, sure, you're only going to be able to give energy to one character and one character at a time, which is not super helpful, right? The idea is you want to be giving energy to lots of your characters simultaneously. But then you just gotta say, okay, well, if I'm always gonna roll this dice every single time, then I might as well design a deck around it, and then you could start seeing success.
これが新しいヒントだよ。現実世界の竜が聞いた話では、モンドには
確かにあるな。
そこに住んでる竜の名前はトワリンって言うんだって。
そうだな。トワリンとデュリンを合わせていいのか？だって昔。
Yeah, I'm kind of curious too. Is Dvalin the actual wind dragon? He's a dragon of wind, but is he like the dragon that originally had the animal element, right? Is he the wind's version of Apep? Is he the wind's version of New Valette? Is he actually that dragon? Or is it just because it's presumably there were other dragons too. They were the elemental dragons, each, were the masters of their own element. But then there was also but there could have been offspring, right? It could have been a race, right? And maybe only the strongest were the, kind of like Archons, right? Could have been only the strongest were the Archon. But there still were other, more, there could have been other ones.
でも
風が立つぞ。
Oh, okay, I must have teleport here then.
ここがトワリンの住処なの？
そして嵐に巻き込
風に吹き飛ばされないか心配なら。
おいらの心配はしなくていいぞ。
I think that's really cool, right? Because like obviously this is our first weekly boss ever, and so I think it's really cool that like we come back and we're like, oh yeah, no, I've been here before, you know, yeah, like I just dove into the storm. Like that's just really cool because like, you know, I just think it's really cool because it's like, you know, another little reference back to the past, you know, the fact that we're meeting Kaya and Fischl. Like, we haven't seen Kaya and Fischl in a long time. So he obviously just popped up for this current event. You know, as part of the Mondstadt team with Sayu and... So, it is nice. We haven't seen these two in a while. Like, again, like, you know, it's just one of these things that makes the world feel so immersive. Like, you don't have to do a lot, right? They just popped up for a few lines, and we're probably not going to see them. Well, we might see them again, sorry to say. But, you know, we might not see them again, right? The fact that Diona was there, Kaya, Fischl, all a few lines, and then move on, it's like, no, like, you're just like, you're living in the world. You're living in the world. Like, it makes it feel like the characters actually do live in this world. And you're just, you know, coming across them every now and then. Often enough to remind you, yeah, they exist. And they appear in, like, normal situations, so it's like, oh yeah, like, it gives it the vibe that you just haven't had the chance to meet them before, right? Like, oh, they're busy, they're doing other things. But when, you know, when the stars align, you might happen to come across them while they're in the middle of doing something else, right? Like, it just feels really good. Because you're just like, you know. Oh yeah, I forgot to check what the order of the summer events was. Fuck, I forgot. Yeah, I remember I remember 4 of them. The 2 golden apples, the 2 golden apple archipelagos, going into the bottle world in Sumeru, and then going to Similanka for Durin. But there was a 5th, and I can't remember. I'm pretty sure Durin was the most recent one this year. And I don't think Bottle of the World was last year. It would make more sense if it was around the Sumeru times. So it would make more sense if it was both golden apples and then the Bottle World. But I'm not sure. So I'm not sure if the bottle was year 3 or year 4. Oh, actually, I should probably check the... I should probably check the skins. Actually, wait a minute. Yeah. So we get a skin every 6 months. There's usually a skin involved with every single every single summer event. There's the skin that comes around during Liyue, during the Chinese New Year, and then so it's like every 6 months there's 2 skins that pop out. So one is in the winter, one is in the summer, and the summer usually revolves around the summer event. So for the Similanka, Kirara got a skin. Okay, if it's a skin, I probably have them in that skin. This is the Chinese New Year one.
刀は技を支
Where's the
え
book one? Is it?
匠は宝を有す
Is it the? Was this summer event from Inazuma? Was that what it was? Because I remember there was like this whole book festival. Is that the summer event? Yeah, this is the Chinese New Year one. And she got this from the Simulanka event. So that was Leeway. That was the Simulanka. I mean, the only thing that's the odd man out is Ayaka's. Ayaka. This is probably Chinese New Year too, right? Probably, because it's a Leeway character, so I would assume. Yeah, Ayaka's the odd man out, and like his was for part of his hangout event, I'm pretty sure. And that was from the second Golden Apple. Jean's outfit and Barbara's outfit was from the first. There was a Sumer event. This could have been, but this might have been from the bottle event. This could have been the summer outfit we got from the bottle event, which is the third or fourth one. Yeah, there's this one too. This would make sense. I think this was the one that came with Ayaka's one, so maybe that was it. It just was, and yeah, this is obviously the first Golden Apple Archipelago one. So maybe that was it. It was whatever the event for Ayaka and Shincho were, but I don't think it was an actual area. That's why I don't remember it. Is it what didn't have a separate, isolated area, and that's why I can't remember it. Oh, I see. This is one of those perspective ones where basically you're like, I'm going to take this, and I'm going to... oh, I see. I'm going to take this, I'm going to use this, and then because I look at it... Yeah. Yeah, it was just a perspective thing. Oh. It's a bouncy thing. Oh, yeah. But yeah, I thought it was going to be one of those ones where we freeze the perspective in place, but it actually literally moves the block and enlarges it.
積み木、どこかで役に立ちそうだね。
あの望遠鏡、積み木が足りないみたいだな。
さっき手に
Oh, I see. So I'll probably need both. Oops.
まだ足りないみたいだな。
Yeah, I assume this guy was gonna lead us to another one.
「塔に向かって突き進むか、一旦降りて助けに行くか」、客人たちは悩みました。
この先に塔への道があるのか。ここ。お前ら、空飛ぶ精霊さん。あなたもここに足を踏み入れる勇者が他にもいたなんてね。さあ、私のパーティーに参加し。ヒーローとナビア？ニーロ？ナビアって誰のこと？私はキリンの国王よ。
確かにそうだね。ほら。
That's Kira.
キララ。箱の中の棚。オイラたちのシムランカでの冒険も。
そうだね。モモンガの妖精さん。
城壁の影には竜の子の彼女たちは目の前にある。
この影のせいで私たちは炎の光がもっとあればいいのに。
僕がこの物語を保管したら何か変わるかな。みんなに出会う前、今度は。
よくわからん。
うん。
Okay, so there is something else here. Okay, fine. Yeah, I'm kind of curious if I could have actually abandoned them, or if I was expecting that there'd be probably like something I needed them for, where it's like, oh, actually, no, you needed. That's not there. I thought it was gonna be something like, oh, actually, to continue, like you need to do something. Oh yeah, I forgot this is a bouncy thing. Oh, nice. I was thinking it was going to be something like, oh, actually, if you hadn't interacted with them, then you get stuck because you needed them to do this or that. Wait a minute, that means I didn't even need the second box. I could have just bounced from one to go. Yeah, whatever.
孤独と恐怖によって作り上げられたここ。
そんなこと来ないで。
そして竜の子は
そんな
ねえ、もしまだ僕、爪も牙も鱗も逃れられない呪いなんかじゃな、嘘だと思うだろうね。すでに何度も。でも今回は
本当？ちびりゅうちゃん、私はモモンガの。
Okay, yep, see. So presumably, if I had not gone and saved these people, if I had not done this, I might have been able to get to this location, and then they would have kicked me out, and they'd be like, "Oh, I guess we need to get. I guess us alone are not enough." So I'm kind of curious what would have happened. Would it have just kicked us out? would they have not let us continue until we had rescued those people?
私はキリンの国王よ。心配し、私はただの箱の中の猫だけど、友達みんなが
君が逃げ続けた未来でもみんなはだから受け入れてくれる？
しばらくの沈黙の後、塔の影は心の檻から出てもなお
こんな姿じゃ
大丈夫。みんなで運命の女神に。ああ、前と
運命の女神に。
その時、愉快な魔法使いが降臨しました。こんにちは、シベリアちゃん。心配。
アリス？いや、
そう、私は愉快な魔法使い。この地の私は約束を果たすためこの魔法を使えば、その前に物語の魔法使いの代わりに確認させて。あなたは？
僕はやっぱりみんなと友達になりたい。みんな祝福してくれる？
この物語はもっと早く終わらせてもよかった。しかしその時の彼らはその祝福が贈り物となるか試練となるかな。
またなんか言い始めたぞ。ヒントが欲しい時はたんまりのくせに。
試練。みんなの世界に来てからシムランカではなかった悩みや避けられない戦いに直面してきた。試練っていうのもあながち間違いじゃないのかもしれない。でもそんな試練がなければ。
そう来なくっちゃな。
うん。
勇敢な冒険者パーティーの面々は竜の子の話に耳を傾けました。彼らは彼のために呪いを解くと決心し、数々の困難を乗り越えました。そして竜の子に祝福を捧げ、運命の女神に願いました。やがてついに願いは聞き届けられました。竜の子は悪竜の鱗を脱ぎ、薄暗い塔を抜け出すことができたのです。しかしこの地を離れ新たな世界に踏み出した時、彼は祝福が贈り物であると同時に試練でもあったことを理解するでしょう。運命のいたずらはまだまだ続く。
前みたいに願いを叶える。
これがお母さんが書いた僕の話なら。
確かに。これでこの物語は。
Okay, so this is chapter 3. I was told that this was going to take 5 days, though. And it was 1 day per chapter, so presumably there should be another chapter, and then the final epilogue quest. Like the final epilogue of the character. But it seems like we've already caught up to where we were in Sri Lanka. Oh, actually, no, I guess technically he doesn't have a body yet. Although you could argue that him breaking the curse in this chapter was him... No, I guess we broke the curse in Sri Lanka. So there has to be him getting a body bit. Although, and we don't really know what was involved with that. We know Albedo did it. But we really don't know, like, if there was any, like, additional bullshit. Although, I guess maybe next chapter will be the courtroom trial. Because, like, Albedo was in court, and it was... They were talking, and basically it revolved around someone replacing his appearance and doing shady shit, which is what we saw in Dragon Spine. So it was a Dragon Spine episode, kind of. So it could be that next chapter will involve that part of his story. Although he didn't directly do anything himself. You know, like he didn't have his body yet. It was all just the remnants of his power on Dragon's Spine that caused issues. But not him directly, or indirectly even.
あいつの方から連絡してくれない？
お母さんが書いた最後の物語も
なんだか名残惜しい。
シムランカで生活してた頃
No, because like my thought was that it was just going to cover his backstory, right? Like that was the whole point of this book, is it would go through his backstory, and then it would stop, basically at this point, where it's like, cool, now we've caught up to the present. Now it's up to you to write where the story goes, right? Sure, the story has taught you about your past, and kind of refreshed it for everyone else's mind. But sure, like we covered your past, and now it's up to you to determine your future. And the end of the story should be him writing what his future is, what path he's going to take. You know, but presumably there should be 2 more days worth of stuff. So I'm like, how do you fit that into 2 days and not just 1? Unless maybe the next chapter will be the actual, hey, here's where my story is going to go, and then the epilogue quest is purely just an epilogue quest, right? The epilogue quest is just us going back to Alice and say, hey, we've solved it, right? So it could be like tomorrow's one will be, or day 4 will be, you know, cool, we've resolved the issue, or day 4 will be, and now let's write a chapter of where my life is going to go, and then the day 4 ends with, yeah, that's really good, we finally completed it, and then day 5 is going back to Alice to say, yes, we've completed it.
物語の中の出来事に触れている間
ルリン。そうだぞ。みんなモンドでデュリンを待ってるぜ。
そうだね
そういえば、ずっと走り回ってたからかお腹が空いてきたぞ。町に戻ってみんなとごちそうを食べようぜ。デュリンのお母さんの思いも果たせたし、お祝いだ。
綺麗な巨竜に会えなかったのは
楽しみにしてたのか。トワリンもいつも。
そうだね僕のお母さんのお祝いなら
友達としてお祝いしたいから、オイラと旅人におごらせてくれ。
I mean, the interesting thing is that, like, why don't we go see, like, Nouvellette? Nouvellette actually has a what? We know where Nouvellette works and lives. Now, to be fair, we thought we knew where Dvalin lived, but as a dragon of the air, him zipping around is not super crazy. But Nouvellette is definitely more sedentary, so we could just pop by and say, hey, Nouvellette, we have a new dragon for you. Wanted to meet. Although, Durin is not a real... Actually, I don't know. Is Durin a real dragon? Like, is the original Durin... Is this a dragon that Rhindaughter fabricated? Did Rhindaughter create a dragon from scratch? Or did she take a dragon egg or an existing dragon and corrupt it into Durin? I would assume she created it from scratch, right? Because like there's not we don't really see many dragons running around, so chances are she wouldn't have been able to find one. But you never know, right? Because like this was 500 years ago, maybe dragons are slightly more populous there, and you know she had the weight of her empire behind her, the weight of Conria behind her, who is spread all over the globe. They might have been able to find a dragon egg or a dragon somewhere.
人間社会のルールって難しいね。
ほら、ドゥリンも友達になりたがってるよ。
Oh, okay. Oh, so he hid. Cool. So yeah, and like honestly, we haven't seen Dvalin in like ages. Well, I mean, to be fair, I do beat the shit out of him every single week, uh, in the event, in his weekly event. But
まだその時じゃないか。今回の物語はもっといい結末を迎えられるよね。
and I understand why Dvalin would be a little apprehensive because like this is Durin. Presumably, the two of them fought 500 years ago when Venti smote him on the mountainside. And so either Durin fucked up Dvalin, like beat the shit out of him, or maybe Venti and Dvalin combined beat the shit out of Durin, like hands down, super easily. But who knows? It could have been a tough fight. Maybe he was even injured by Durin, and that's why he's a little skittish. But yeah, so presumably day 4 will be the creation of his story. We're still back. It'll be the chapter for his future, right? So we've done all the chapters for his past, and now it'll be the chapter. I mean, it could be the chapter of his present, and then I think that we're already caught up the present. So I assume that the next chapter, day 4, will be where his future is going to go, right? Who he is as a person, and what his plans for the future are, and that will be the end of the story. And then maybe day 5 will be cool. We finished, Day 5 will be like, let's go back and talk to Alice and wrap up the quest line. Oh, she does have a voice line. I was wondering if they would. But yeah. But yeah, it's just cool that they bring back these characters in a non-obvious way, right? It doesn't feel ham-fisted. Like, you could argue the Sumeru one was a little ham-fisted. Like, there were way too many Sumerian characters that popped up, but it didn't feel too crazy, right? It didn't feel like, oh, we just added these characters just to add them. It's like, oh yeah, well, we have all these characters, let's just throw them back in there, and that makes no sense. It's like, no, like, they made sense. Like, each one of them had like a reason for doing what part of the event they were doing. So it wasn't just like they threw them in there, like, yeah, what the fuck are you here, dude? It's like, no, it made sense. And so that's what I like about it. It's like, yeah, Kaya and Klee being here, not crazy. Them playing TCG, again, not super crazy. Diona being, right next to the bar where she worked, again, makes total fucking sense, And it makes sense why, like, what Durin was trying to do, and how he met Kaya and Klee. Like, it all makes sense, and it all feels like they actually, like, live in the world, which I really enjoy.
Soんなこと言わないでよ。ドリンお兄ちゃんは雪山の悪霊じゃないもん。アルベドお兄ちゃんが言ってた。とにかくすっごく不思議なんだよ。マージョリーはデュリンを初めて見たのか？だったらこういう誤解があっても仕方ないよな。
いや、ドゥリンに初めて会ったとしても話としては知ってるはずだ。 この件はモンドで知れ渡ってる。
雪山の悪竜とは。
頭に竜のような。
まさかみんなドゥリンのこと。
そんな。
運命のいたずらはま。
気をつけろ。
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, like, could we absorb his ether power? I don't know why we moved to the side and did that. Like, we were literally in front of him protecting Kaya. Okay, so this is okay, so this definitely puts a wrench in it. I thought it was going to be like a sweet thing, right? You know, I thought it was going to just be a cool. Now that you decided to, now that you know about your past, now it's time to decide in your future. But with this, obviously, it's kind of like the story we heard of before, where the dragon tried to make friends, but but everyone was scared of Durin, so he wasn't able to make friends. And now, like, they might have been able to explain it, but with this freak out, it seems very likely that they're all going to be afraid of him now. Hey, Barbara. Oh, I thought we were going to go to the church because, like, she works at the church.
危険な力と戦ってたからか。しばらく休まないと。何があった？誰か。
簡単に言うと、ドゥリンと親しかった俺たち以外。
なんでこんなことになったんだ？
I mean, so my question is, like, forgot about him as a person, as Durin, as Chibi Durin, because it seemed like they did mention the one on Dragonspine. They did mention the one on Dragonspine, but not him. So I guess the thing is that they remember the Dragonspine one, but they don't remember him. But then again, I don't remember him as a person doing much, right? Like, all that we've done so far has him mostly been interacting with us, and not with the random people. Now, sure, the random people might have seen him playing TCG earlier today, but like Marjorie was like, "Oh, I don't remember him." I'm like, "Well, yeah, but like, we don't know how many people he interacted with earlier, and like, he only just got his body off screen, so we don't really know how involved he was with the people of Mondstadt before this character quest even started. The first time we saw his body in this form was in Nod Cry, so we haven't really gone back to Mondstadt and seen, oh no, like, he's been living in Mondstadt for a while. He's been hanging out with all the people there for a long time. Everyone in Mondstadt knows him and likes him, and now they've all of a sudden forgotten him, which obviously would be a little heartbreaking for him. But
それよりも重大なのは、彼の中にあるアビスの
力を抑えられなくなったドゥリンは。
確かに。
そうだな。アルベドに戻ってもらえるよ。それから、この本は私が保管する。
デュリンの今の状態が、このアリスからの連絡も来ないしな。
I mean, yeah, I mean, it could be that he broke the curse. I don't know, because like, how much of the curse did he break, right? Is he completely separated from Durin? Or is it something like, no, like, he just broke the direct connection, but he's still influenced by Durin's fate, right? Did he break the connection between him and Durin, the original Durin, but the fate of original Durin is still connected to him? Hard to say. Durin to wake up, 14 hours, okay, that makes sense. Okay, so this is definitely more involved than I was expecting then.
この同点も同点について
So is Seth gonna realize, oh, I should not be this character? You cannot be that character. We need to be able to freeze, and any character that will elicit a reaction will fuck us over. We need... Dude.
この美しい風景もそばに誰もいない以上私の普遍を引き立たせるだけ
The inverter collector's content. You will later speak of how while some videos were impactful in the ways desired, such as the lengthy content of, others will regret for how they were interpreted, and the best went to the point. There was a growing voice that displayed pleasure in analyzing not his purpose by this, but rather only isolating his actions. Content creators
Yeah, it's just like, dude, could you swap?
つれづれなるままにひくらしすずりに向かう
Don't fault the drama. Brief rundown of what's happened. Tweeted at me that she was very unhappy with my use of the N-word. I didn't respond to her tweet.
Yeah, see, that person's like, dude. It's like, no, I'll just stop attacking. Dude, you can't. If your burst is active, you will automatically do attacks. You cannot fucking stop that. You can't prematurely end your burst. You can't be like, oh, whoops. Like, you can't prematurely end your burst. Like, oh, shit. You know, you can't prematurely end your burst. So it's just like, dude. You know? Please stop being a fucking asshole. Like, this is what I hate about co-op, is you get these fucking pieces of shit who are just like, I'm joining a co-op world, and I'm not going to cooperate. It's like, dude. You're playing co-op. Please pick the character that will go well with the co-op team. This is a recommended elements freeze. Cryo Hydro, the recommended. But what they really mean is Cryo Hydro is 100% absolutely fucking required. Do not be anything but this. Because in Phase 2, you have to freeze the people in the center, or they do a humongous fucking attack that will pretty much kill you. So, like, that's the problem. So yeah, it's just like, I hate these fucking people. It's like, dude, like, could you like not be a piece of shit, please?
星々静かな時間よ。はっ。目の下の満足。
Yeah, it's just like, come on, man, like, you know, it's just like, come on, man, like, can you not stop being a piece of shit, please? Just, it's just one of those things where it's like, come on, man, like, stop being a dick. Please just be a fucking team player. Oops. Oh, shit. Oh, wow, that's a really good Fiorina. They're swapping to heal every now and then. They're actually a really good Fiorina. But yeah, it's just like, come on, people, like, please stop being a selfish piece of shit. It's during this phase, you have to be able to freeze to interrupt. We cannot freeze. We cannot freeze if you... And he's like, oh, I know what I'll do. I know what I'll do. I'll stop attacking. He's like, dude, you have an off-field attack. Sure, you might not do your skill, but if you do anything else... If you do anything else, you're fucking us. You know? Because like, what happens if you just did? What happens if you just started your burst, right? Now your burst is going to be auto attacking, and then we wipe. It's just like you're just saying, oh well, no, like I want to be Durin. Fuck everybody else. You know? It's just so incredibly selfish, and it's just like, dude, I get it. You want to be Durin, right? And that's actually what really kind of sucked. Right after a new character, is that everyone wants to be the new character. Oh, I just got Durin. I want to use Durin. It's like, great. You want to be Durin? Fine. Just don't do it in certain fights. This is just one of those fights. You have to be a freeze team. You just have to be freeze. You have to be Cryo Hydro. There's just no two ways about it. You have to be that. You know? But there are other fights that don't really matter, right? You want to be Durin? Go to the Natlan fight. This one's fine to be Durin. You know? Basically, most of them are fine to be Durin. You know, Durin would be useful against pretty much everyone. Like that's just quite literally the only fight you can't be Durin. Like that is it. Just that one fight. That's it. Because it has to be Cryo Hydro. The other ones not as bad, right? Obviously for this one, Durin's not the best one because you do need you do want to be able to do lots of elemental attacks. What are they doing? They're doing those. What the fuck? Ah, shit. Yeah. I could be Fiorina if they want. Or I could be... Oh, no, I guess that's fine. I thought they're... Honestly, I could have been... Shillinen might have been better, but... But having a healer that can heal off like this at any point is just really helpful. But yeah, I mean, it's like the kind of thing where it's like, come on, man. Please be a team player. Like, literally all of us were like, hey, dude, stop it. You know? Yeah, we're all like, dude, come on, be the correct. Could you, like, be the correct thing? Could you, like... There we go. You know, like, we were all like, dude, swap. He's like, no, I can do something else. Like, dude, swap. This is not about you. Don't go into a co-op match and be like, no, I want to be this character. Like, it sucks when you do that. It's a dick move, right? This is a co-op thing. Do not start a co-op match if you're not willing to cooperate, right? When everyone else in the party has swapped to the correct element and are ready to actually do the fight, please don't fuck around and just force your way into the character you want to be. It's like, no. Please make sure, whatever. Please make sure that you know, aren't a dick. You know, please make sure that you swap. Like each fight has their own thing, right? Like, so for this fight, we really kind of want a good healer. We want someone who can consistently heal well. That's the main point. You know. Okay, there we go. Do this again. Okay, so I'll be the Fiorina because you can be. I mean, they can still say it's Navia. Navia's fine. Basically, realistically, obviously, another Geo would be helpful because we want to be able. Navia gets powered by Crystallize. I mean, this team would be fine. Navi obviously works better with more crystallizes, with more Geos to get crystals, because she only crystallizes when she does her skill or burst. What are they doing? Like I said, heal, no. Durin is a heal. I just gotta be... The fuck? Yeah, so I just gotta pay attention to make sure that I keep everyone healthy. Not super hard to do. Yeah, I'm not doing super a lot of damage. Shame, but whatever. The fuck? Stay on that for a bit. There we go. Nice. See? But basically, yeah, you gotta really be on the ball, as a healer. They were like, yeah, oh my, they wanted to heal. It's like Fury can be healed. Now I can understand their apprehension because there definitely are a lot of people who just don't heal properly, where they're just like, oh, it's a Furina. It's like, well, Furina can heal, but will the Furina on your team heal? Sometimes they don't. And realistically, in that team with no healers, it's best to focus on heals. You know? You know? It's better to be to err on the side of caution and just heal. Because any one of them dying will totally fuck us over. Any one of them dying will really mess us up. So if you're going to be a Furina, your focus should be healing, right? The only time you swap off of healing is when everyone's health is full. And you have to be very careful too. It's not like, and also like if you're going to do your burst, make sure you're in the healing mode first before doing it, because you're unable to do an attack. You're unable to do an attack when that's happening. So if you're in DPS mode and they just took a hit as you're going into your burst, if they take another hit, they could die. So it's best to prematurely put yourself into heal mode, then do your burst. Just so in case anyone's taking damage while you're iframed away, you can still deal with that shit. Yeah, see, this is being a team player. Seeing, oh, okay, you guys are all, there's a bunch of Natling characters. Having an extra Natling character will be helpful. Having a sit lolly with a Mavica is good. Like, this is what you can. I get it, right? I'm not saying you have to do this, right? But obviously, what Furina should be doing right now is healing us. Now, I can see that their health is super low. And it does suck when it's like, great. It doesn't fucking help when our... Heal yourself, you fucking... Jesus Christ, god damn it, dude. It's like... That's weird. Normally it pops out from the bottom underneath us like this as the second hit. But yeah, it does suck when the only fucking healer we have is also kind of an idiot. And like, is the person with the worst fucking... Is the person with the worst, No, this is not gonna be... Yeah, whatever, it's gone. But yeah. And like, modes like this, right? Like, okay, never mind, they're in healing mode. It's like, when the whale's up and about and doing nothing, right? Swap to heal. Like, swap to heal mode. Make sure you're topping us off in between these rounds. Like, there's no point in... Yeah, so... Yeah, see, healing. That's great Furina work there. Because we were getting heal, so I assume... I don't know, I honestly think this Mavica is kind of shit. For me, that's the problem, is we have too many sub-DPS. And I'm so cheesed. Like, normally, like, they'd be much worse than this. I was assuming, like, yeah, like, the fact that he's getting up for another fight, it's like, damn, we weren't able to... We didn't do enough damage early on. And, yeah, see, swapping to heal when the whale disappears, that's what we should do. There we go. Anyway, but yeah, so like generally, as a Fiorina, you want to make sure that during phases where you can't do damage, swap to heal, right? Top us off. Only swap to DPS again when everyone's topped off. Especially in the modes where like you literally can't even touch the whale. Like I've seen so many Fiorinas that are just like is still in DPS mode while the whale is like not even on the screen, and you're just like, why are you not fucking healing us? Especially when they're like we're low on health. I understand like, oh well, no, you have health, you're fine. But like no, there's definitely times where it's just like, no, like we're low on health. Like some of us aren't at full health. Why are you not just healing us? You know, during this phase when you can't do damage. It obviously becomes a little more nuanced during phases where you can do damage, and it's like, well, shit, like, at what point, like, especially the Natlan enemy. The Natlan enemy was actually a really interesting one, because there are times when you're going to be taking damage. There's times when you're going to be taking damage, but you also need to be doing elemental damage to him to fill his gauge, right? So while he's trying to fill his gauge... Oh, I see, it was just one. When he's trying to fill his... He has a gauge you need to fill up, and it only fills up when you do elemental damage to him. But he's also doing AoE damage to everyone, so like he's jammed his sword in the ground, everyone's taking AoE damage. Well, I was like, as Fiorina, if you swap to heal mode, you no longer do any elemental damage. So it's like, it's a tough one, because like you want to swap to DPS modes so you can do elemental damage. You want to swap to DPS mode so you can do elemental damage and fill up the gauge. But you also have to keep an eye on everyone's health, because obviously if anyone dies, you're basically fucked anyway. Because now you have one less person doing elemental damage. So that one can be kind of tough, because you actually have to like monitor it and check. Whereas like for the whale, there are obvious moments where it's like there are obvious moments where it's like, oh no, like swapping to heal when you literally cannot attack the whale. Yeah, sure. Sounds like a good idea. Like, there's literally no disadvantage for doing that. So, yeah, stuff like that. So, yeah. Jesus Christ, fucking Durin. And that's kind of the annoying thing is when you get character. No, and and what's even more annoying about that Durin is that like there are so many bosses where Durin is fine, right? It's just like you pick the one boss to dig your heels in and demand you be your character. It's like, dude, like being Durin would have been fine in so many other bosses. You want to be Durin? You want to have fun with Durin? Be great. Do other bosses with Durin. But for this one, you have to be Cryo Hydra. And you might be like, well, no, it's fine. Oh, I could do it. It's like, no, I've been in a fight where I think someone was like, I forget what it was. I think we had Cryo Hydra, but then someone was like, I want to be a Nepha. And we were like, okay, fine, whatever, right? So we let them be a Nepha. But they fucked us. And because when they were attacking, they were proccing off our Hydro and Cryo, doing Lunar Charge and Superconduct, so we weren't able to consistently freeze the boss, and so we all died because they kept interrupting our freezes with a non-freeze reaction. So it's like when they had Hydro on, they would Lunar Charge, and then the Hydro would disappear. So then someone would go in with a Cryo attack, and then they would Superconduct before you could get a freeze. Or maybe there were some freezes here and there, but like you need to do like a lot of freezes. You need like I don't know how many it is, but it's like you need like at least five freezes. It feels like it's longer because of how long it takes, especially when you have like people who are consistently doing it. But it feels like you have to do at least 5 freezes and within a 10-second period, right? So it's like you have to basically be doing freezes off cooldown. And the problem with Anefa is that she already had her little buddy out, and irrespective of her will, like her little maid buddy is going to just do electric damage. She can't stop it. Same for Durin. Because we don't know, it's basically their attacks are on I think HP thresholds, but like so, and I don't know specifically what HP threshold. So it's like, yeah, sure, you could stop doing damage. It's like, yeah, but what happens if you go into burst mode and you're doing damage, and then you push and like right at the start of your burst mode, that burst finally like tips them over the scale and they start requiring freezes. You can't not melt. Like you have to go so far out of you have to like run to the edge of the arena to maybe be out of range so that we can get our freezes in while you do your thing. And it's just like it's just really risky, and it's like why would you want? And then that's the thing, that's in phase 2 and like halfway through their health bar too, so you're like 3/4 of the way through the battle and you want to introduce a variable that could completely fuck us and have to make us do the entire fight all over again. Like, are you kidding me? You're that fucking selfish that you want to make sure that that you could potentially fuck over and waste everyone's time because you just don't want to be a cryo hydro unit when literally everyone else is cryo hydro. 3 members of the party all cryo hydro. This one piece of shit. It's like, no, I want to be Durin. I like Durin. I just got Durin. I want to use Durin. It's like, dude, like, it's like. I think during one of my other rants about people being stupid, there were a bunch of people saying, "Oh, you shouldn't take this so seriously. You should just not do co-op." And it's like, dude, like 9 times out of 10, this is fine. Like as you saw from the fights today, Durin boy was the only problem. The only problem was that one Durin. And like the next fight, everyone went freeze. Didn't even have to fucking say anything. They like no understand what the fuck they're doing, and they went all in freeze. And then the other fights we did, everything was fine. 9 times out of 10, it works perfectly fine. No problems whatsoever. It's just every now and then. Well, I mean, so every now and then you get people who choose wrongly. Like picking Arlecchino is a bad choice. You have to be so insanely skillful to not get fucked in co-op as Arlecchino. But 9 times out of 10, an Arlecchino player will die pretty quickly because they aren't that skilled. They're probably used to only being Arlecchino in their own personal teams. And in co-op, when you're on the field 24/7, it just means that you're more likely to get hit. And so then you're more likely to take damage, and you're more likely to die because you can't heal yourself unless your burst is up and might not be up all the time. So, yeah. And your heal is dependent on how much bond of life you have, too. So if you're at the end of your burst window, you don't have that much bond of life left. Either way, it's like, dude, you have to be super skilled, and most players aren't that skilled. So it's like, yeah, if you see an Arlecchino, yeah, bad. And like Arlecchinos are a warning sign. I've been in Arlecchino parties and that were fine, but like it's usually because everyone else was such high DPS, we would just blast through it before they could get fucked. And maybe they themselves were pretty skilled too, and so like it was a combination of both because everyone in there was skilled. We just burned it down, and Arlecchino was a problem. But 9 times out of 10, it's like it is a problem because they will die. But that is purely just a skill issue. It's not a problem with party composition. I think if you're having a problem with party composition, you're an idiot. Because it's like, dude, this game revolves around elemental reactions. You have to know what the elemental reactions are, and you should have a general idea of what works well with what. Now, obviously, there are certain extra nuances now with like, you want Nod-Pry units to be with Nod-Pry units. You want, the Hex and Circle characters to be with Hex and Circle characters for the buffs. Natlan gets some buffs, but the Natlan buffs aren't as pivotal. Like they definitely help, but they're not like as pivotal and necessary as like Nod-Pry or Hex and Circle ones. But you should know what elements work together. Generally, what elements work together. Generally, what characters work together. Like when you get a freeze team and you get a random fucking Dendro. Like Dendro just is really bad in co-op. It's not good because it reacts with one of the least it reacts with the least number of elements. Like, literally, the least. Because even Geo and Animo react with all of the Petch elements. Geo and Animo react, and Geo creates crystallizes, and Animo swirls all the Petch elements. Pyro, Electro, Cryo, and Hydro. But Dendro does not. Dendro does not react at all with Cryo. It reacts with the other 3, but the problem is that of the 4, it doesn't react with 1 at all. And then of the remaining 3, 2 of them don't really do much actual damage. Keeping extra pyro, like getting a Burgeon doesn't really do much damage. It's mostly just to keep pyro on a character longer. So it doesn't immediately expire. So you can get some extra melts or freezes or whatever. Vaporizes off. But in a co-op team, when you can have just a pyro element user on the field at all times, constantly doing pyro, there's no need to do a Burgeon when you have a character who can just do the exact same thing. You might as well be a character that can actually do damage. Same thing for for blooms. Blooms by themselves don't do much damage. The only thing that really matters for blooms is when you get hyper blooms, when you get an electro. If an electro attack hits one of those blooms, now you get a big instance of dendro damage, or electro, I forget what it was. So it's like, and that's the thing, and then with electro, so it's like basically dendro only really works the best with electro, and that's it. So if you have no electro in your team members, don't pick dendro in co-op. Just don't. You're going to do less damage. You're not going to be super helpful. Like, I get you like your character, but like, read the room. If there are no electric characters, just don't. Just don't. And I mean, now it's slightly changed with Llama. Like, Llama and Lunar Charge. Like, she can do. Llama allows more Dendro and Hydro units to work. Like, blooms no longer are just about blooms, but you can get the Lunar Charged Dendro, Lunar Blooms, stuff like that. Sure, right? Llama does change it a little bit. Same for Nefer. So now, at least Hydro and Dendro are fine, but like when you see them try to use, Dendro, old Dendro units, well, it's like, no, sorry, it doesn't work. Please be a team player. Don't do co-op. You're not going to cooperate. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and call it for now, but thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time.